It was late April, and we all looked half finished at that point in the school year. The seniors acted like they were gone, while the underclassmen were tired in a loud way. Every hallway had something left behind from spring sports or concert season. Folded hurdles outside the gym, a cracked display case with debate trophies. No one dusted anymore. Tape marks on the floor where the musical set had been dragged out. That Friday, a few of us stayed out after a lacrosse game and ended up in the back lot behind the auditorium. We were not doing anything dramatic. We were killing time, trying to stretch out the night because nobody wanted to go home yet. There were 5 of us. We all knew there was a service door near the lower loading area that sometimes didn't catch unless you pulled it hard. People used it during set strike, and the drama kids complained about it all the time. Wes tested it first, expecting it to be locked. It opened. That was enough. We went down the concrete ramp single file, trying not to laugh too loudly, and slipped inside. The door shut behind us with that padded institutional sound schools have. Not a slam exactly, more like something thick sealing. The lower level was less exciting than we had pictured. Cinder block walls painted a color that might once have been white, a line of metal carts with folded chairs stacked on them, a bulletin board for maintenance requests. Somebody had left a floor buffer parked outside the custodial room, with its cord neatly wrapped around the handle. It smelled like dust and the sweet cleaner they used in the locker rooms. We stood there whispering for a minute, all pretending there was some plan. Mara wanted to see the costume storage room. Wes said the weight room hallway would be creepier. Jonah kept checking the ramp door like he expected it to lock us in. I said I was going to look for the old photo lab because my older cousin swore there were still enlargers down there from before the district switched everything over. Nobody cared where anybody went after that. That was part of why it felt safe at first. We were still within calling distance. We could hear each other's shoes and stupid comments carrying down the corridor. I went past the laundry room, past a stack of rolled wrestling mats, and stopped at a T intersection, where one hall led toward the basement restrooms and boiler access, and the other went to a stairwell up to the science wing. There was more light than there should have been, but only in scraps. Exit signs, a soda machine glowing in a recess, a security panel with one steady green dot. I heard somebody ahead of me and looked up. A person in a dark school quarter zip was already halfway to the stairs. I thought it was Jonah, same height, same slouch through the shoulders. He glanced back once and said, "Quiet, come on." It sounded close enough, so I followed him. The stairwell door was propped open with a rubber wedge, probably from after-school cleaning, and the air changed as soon as I got near it. Less damp, more like old paper and dry erase markers. Upstairs was darker than the basement. I'd always assumed they left some hallway lights on overnight, but they didn't. The main corridor was just a long black stretch, with the same red exit signs and the weak blue glow from other vending machines at the far end by the cafeteria. Jonah kept a little distance between us, not hurrying, not waiting either. I said, "We should probably not go too far." He lifted a hand like he'd heard me, but he didn't turn around. We passed the counselor's office, the nurse's station, and a row of dark trophy cases that gave back broken pieces of us as we moved. My shoes sounded too loud. Somewhere deeper in the building, something metallic knocked once, then was still. At the end of the hall, near the locker rooms and the staff restrooms by the old gym, he cut right through a short service corridor. There was a drinking fountain there, a paper towel dispenser, a gray door marked facilities, and the single-stall restroom students used during games when the main ones were locked. He went into the dark. I stopped by the fountain and finally took my phone out because I wanted the light. Before I turned it on, the screen lit up with a message from Mara. Where did you go? Under it was a picture she had sent by accident, or on purpose, I still don't know. It was blurry, but clear enough. All four of them were in the costume room mirror downstairs, making faces. I actually counted them. Mara, Wes, Jonah, Eli. I stared at the name Jonah in my head, like that would change the picture. From the dark ahead of me, in the service corridor, I heard a man clear his throat. Not loudly, just once, like he had dust in it. Then a voice said, "You coming in or not?" It was low and flat and older than us. Not old, maybe 20, maybe 30. The kind of voice that could belong to someone you passed in a hallway and forgot immediately. I backed up, and my shoulder hit the paper towel dispenser, making it rattle. The voice didn't come closer. For a moment, I thought maybe I had imagined the age in it, that maybe it was just some senior from another school, some idiot messing around like we were. Then the restroom door inside that little corridor opened a few inches, and the hallway light touched a shoe. It was a work boot, wet at the toe. I ran. I didn't scream right away. I was too focused on keeping quiet, which just made everything harder. I took a wrong turn and found myself by the attendant's office, then circled back, almost losing my footing on a slick patch near the gym doors. Behind me, I heard steps, but only for a moment. A few even, unhurried hits on the tile, then nothing. That almost made me stop. The fact that he didn't chase me properly. The fact that he didn't need to. I took the stairs 2 at a time, hit the lower level, and finally yelled their names. My own voice in that building sounded fake, like something coming through a bad speaker. They came out of a side room all at once, asking what happened, but one look at me was enough. Wes grabbed the service door. Jonah shoved the wedge away with his foot. We spilled back down the ramp into the night, scraping shoulders on the rail, all of us talking over each other and not saying anything useful. Outside, the air felt raw and cold compared to in there. We cut across the teacher lot and stopped at the baseball field fence. That was as far as we could go without admitting we were scared. I was trying to explain the quarter zip, the voice, the boot. Nobody interrupted. That was unusual for us. Then Eli looked back at the building and said, very quietly, "Don't." There was a narrow basement window under the old gym, level with the mulch bed. A dim light had come on in the room behind it. Not a hallway light, something smaller, yellower. Somebody moved through it. Not close to the glass, just across the back of the room, steady, like they worked there, or knew exactly where things were kept. We left. On the walk home, we tried out different explanations. Custodian, former student, someone sleeping in the building, someone who saw us go in and decided to mess with us. By Monday, nobody wanted to be the one to bring it up first. I still think about how easy it was to follow someone just because he walked like one of us.
Like, share, subscribe.